Well, this year is just a constant fight, and in order to fight back, we had to buy a new piece of equipment. Well, here it is. We went out and bought a John Deere 1530 drill. I call it the Soybean Special. The Soybean Special is actually technically a Case IH term. The reason I like this drill is because it has regular old planter units on it. So 15-inch spacing, planter units. It's got the heavy duty down pressure springs. I'll get it out in the daylight here so we can take a better look at it. With all the flooding that we've had, we have so many holes that are still underwater. We want to try and get everything replanted by July 4th. We're going to plant soybeans in all the corn holes because it's just too late to plant corn anymore. The 4-row is not a very good replant planter for soybeans because it's 30-inch spacing, and for this late in the season, you can get quite a good yield boost in these holes with 15-inch spacing. The big planter is just a pain in the butt to drive around and fill these small holes in. So this is a solution. Got the 8320R on it because the rest of our tractors are all being used, and this is the only tractor that we have left that can lift it. Now this drill is the definition of simplicity. It's a normal drill basically. You got gates that allow how much soybeans spill out. It's a controlled spill, as my dad likes to call it. So there's no really meters or you know, like seed bowls, seed discs, none of that. It just spills out, and we have a John Deere computer track 250 monitor to tell us what our rough population is. When I say rough population, I mean rough population, like it might be 15–20% off. But it's easy, it's gonna do the job we need to do. Now, not only are we gonna use it for replanting holes here this year, but we are also kind of planning on potentially using it on a couple fields in the future. We have 2 or 3 fields that we think the soil type would really benefit from having 15-inch rows in soybeans rather than 30s. This is a cheap and easy way to accomplish that. Here's our population control. It actually is electronically adjustable, but I was trying the motor out yesterday and it wasn't working. So got this handy little hand crank here that you just kind of figure out where you want it. It takes a little bit. There's definitely no scientific process of figuring this out by any means. It just opens a bunch of these little gates, and then the soybeans just spill out into this little, I guess you could call it a meter, and it just dumps it down into the seed tubes. So this one is 20 foot wide. Honestly, it's in pretty dang good condition. I think there's one row unit that's bent. I believe it's this one. We'll probably replace that one shank right there. But other than that, pretty dang nice. So yeah, we'll probably be doing some entire fields with it here in the years coming. But I need to fill up with seed here. We're gonna take a quick break to talk about today's video sponsor, BetterHelp. Farming is not just about tending to your crops. It's also about taking care of yourself, because life can throw us some pretty tough challenges. And that's why I personally used BetterHelp last year when I found myself losing ambition and having a hard time getting out of bed. So I want to give a shout out to our friends at BetterHelp. Whether it's dealing with the uncertainties of the weather or the pressures behind trying to keep a farm running smoothly, we could all use a little bit of support. BetterHelp helps you get connected with a professional therapist right from the comfort of your own home or tractor cab. Now, I personally found out that having someone to talk to can make a world of a difference. And BetterHelp made it simple. I was able to hop online and be connected with a licensed therapist that listened to me and gave me helpful and unbiased advice. So whether you're down in the dumps or you just need someone to complain to about all that rain that you've gotten, BetterHelp has your back. Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your crops. BetterHelp is offering a special discount to get you guys started. Go to betterhelp.com/6gen or click the link down below in the video description to get 10% off your first month and see how they can help you guys navigate life's challenges. That's betterhelp.com/6gen or click the link down below and take the first steps towards feeling better. So when I was really young, and I'm talking like kindergarten young, we actually drilled, I think, 100% of our soybeans in. My dad and my uncle had 2 John Deere 455 drills, and I think we had like an 8300 and an 8400, and that's how we planted all of our soybeans. And then once I got into early elementary, I think we bought the first 24-row planter, and then we just started doing everything with the planter, and we sold the drills, but kind of stepping back in time. No, it doesn't have all the latest gizmos and gadgets that other planter has, but there's something about simplicity sometimes. Biggest thing that I'm not gonna like about it is I think it can hold roughly 40 units of seed. We have shoved like 90 units into our CCS 24-row planter. So you're gonna be refilling more often than you would have with like a planter. And the other thing is that those hoppers do not empty evenly. So once you get low, you gotta get back there and start sweeping the soybeans into the respective meters. So a fun fact, I am good friends with the son of the engineer that designed the 1790 planter for John Deere, the CCS system and the 1790 planter. He came to our college, gave us like a little presentation on like his life experiences as an engineer, and now he's doing other stuff. But the 1790 planter was first supposed to be a drill, like have drill boxes all the way across it. And then they were like, yeah, this isn't what farmers want. And then they created the CCS system to go with the 1790 planter. I don't know how public of information that is, but now you know. If you go online, I think you can actually find patents. You gotta do some digging, but you can actually find patents of a 1790 John Deere planter with drill boxes across the top rather than a CCS system. But a little fun fact for you. There we go. Do not ride, kids. Okay, got an extra 4 units on the back deck in case I need them. Let's go plant some soybeans. As you can see, there's still a fair amount of water sitting in places, and we do not have much that's dry enough to actually like plant. Just a few spots. So today's kind of a test run day, because all that I've planted so far with this drill was I made 1 pass across the yard just to make sure that the monitor worked. Before I can go out and plant these beans, I need to do a little bit of scouting. Our gators are right here. This is our organic pea field. I don't think I've really told you guys about this one yet this year. I was gone, or I wasn't gone. I didn't know he even planted this field until like a couple days later, and it's been so wet that not gonna lie, they're kind of it's not gonna be a great pea crop this year. Oh well, let me grab one of these gators. Probably not the one with the flat tire, and go check some holes. It's a little bit damp right here, but I think the rest of it will go. So I think I'm just gonna plant through this little damp spot and see what happens. Oh, what's it like over here? A little bit damp over here too. Just a little bit tacky yet. I'll give this one a couple hours. So all these holes so far have been on the same field. This is a bigger one. This one is dry this way, over by the ditch. Still a bit wet here. You can see my tracks just made, but it's just that one spot, and then maybe a little bit right here. The rest of it looks good, but there's a waterway that comes up along here that I'm gonna go check out. Shit. Yep, I'm stuck. Yep. Well, my dad's babysitting. My brother's gone. But luckily, this is a field that surrounds my grandpa and grandma's place, and there's another gator sitting up here. I'm gonna go commandeer that one. Okay. Yes. Love these old things. Started right up. This one's a lot slower than I remember it being. There's also no suspension. So, it's the next day. After I got the gator stuck and drove around a little bit more, I was like, you know, I think everything should be a little bit better if I just waited until tomorrow to get everything done. So that's what I did. It's the next morning, and we got a couple holes right here I think I can get to and test this drill out. Okay, I gotta think. I got a 16-row drill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here should be the middle. Need to be going probably 5 miles per hour, would be my guess, would be ideal. 9th gear, 1800 RPM seems to be the sweet spot. Here's what's beautiful about this drill. I just drop it down and go. No PTO generator to turn on, no vacuums to start up. Oh, I should probably drop my marker too. Of course, it goes to the wrong one right away. There we go. I mean, it's planting. Well, there was a seed digging tool in this tractor, but it got a little bent at some point. Let's see if we can't. That'll do. Got some nice 15-inch rows. Actually, that works out pretty good. The rows go on either side of the tire, not right in the middle. I didn't even realize that. I thought it would have been right in the dead center. Wait. Oh, so the dead center of the tractor is in between. Okay, that's interesting, because in our 1790, the rows were here, here, and in the center of the tractor, but they're a little bit offset on the drill, so they're not actually in the tire tracks. That's kind of neat. Got one there, 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 one right there. So we're planting. We do have a seed tube on every row, so it will tell me if there's one that's not planting. Depth looks okay for replant soybeans. I'm not gonna be too particular here because, you know, these are replants, just trying to get stuff growing in these holes. I'm not gonna spend half an hour determining if they're the right depth or not. As long as they're in the ground and they're being planted right now, we're doing good. And our row closers don't appear to have too much pressure on them. I can stick my finger in pretty easy, yet they're firm. So, yeah, keep going. First hole's done. That was one of the more enjoyable things I think I've done in a long time. That's the monitor telling me that's not planting anymore. I got another hole right over here. I think I'm gonna get the drone up and just let the drone sit there while I go back and forth. It's I like drilling. That's something I never thought I would say.
The sun, imagining the planet, this place where all begun. The solid shade of winter, shadows running cold, swept away this instant of the brave we behold. Take it over, take it all, I believe in freedom. Take it over, take it all, come serenity. Take it over, take it all, fight the fury with peace. Oh, come release. Angels cross the borders, demons gonna run. Tell all folks about the burning fire in our hearts. Find all destinations named with guns. Let them phase oblivion.
And just like that, row 1 has failed. See if it's a seed issue or if I got something in the seed tube. I would say I got something in the seed tube. Plenty of beans in here yet. So I don't know what it is. Wait, now there's seed coming out of it. I'm guessing something was just blocking that seed tube. Let me just stick this zip tie up in that seed tube, see if there's any obstructions. Nope. I'm guessing something was just blocking the seed tube, and when I lifted it up, it shook it all loose, because the pile underneath row number 1 is much bigger than the pile underneath the rest of the rows. I love these old, like, is it planting? Is there piles of seed underneath it? Must be planting. Well, there we go. I finished everything in this field, and obviously we got a lot more to go, but I think I'm gonna end the video here because I think my brother's gonna be taking this over. So thank you guys for watching. That was awesome. Love this drill. I think I'm more excited about this purchase than any of the other purchases that we've made recently. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.